Dhoundial, it's very good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, on a day when the Israel-Hamas war officially ended, the war between the Congress and the RSS has officially escalated. Is the Karnataka government planning to ban the Sangh? Well, the first step has been taken with Mallikarjun Kharge's son Priyank, who is also a minister in the state government, writing to the chief minister. Kharge Jr. wants a ban on all RSS activities on government premises in the state. Why? Well, he is alleging that the RSS was spreading divisive ideas amongst children and youth by conducting shakas and gatherings in government schools, in playgrounds and temples as well. He says not only is this unconstitutional, but also against the spirit of national unity. Not to be outdone came another star son, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's own son, Yatindra, who is also an MLC. He said the RSS exhibits a Taliban mindset, seeking to impose a single interpretation of Hinduism, much like the Taliban does in Islam. B.K. Hariprasad, another Congress leader, said RSS is the Taliban of India. Listen in.
These activities that RSS does is literally brainwashing young minds, which is not helping the nation, nor is it helping the society in any way. So I've written to the CM not to allow RSS activities or their बैठक.
बिना प्रमाण का और बिना किसी साबूत का मुझे नहीं लग रहा है कि हमारे नेता इस प्रकार का कोई किसी को इजाजत देंगे, लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ है. हम ये जरूर कहेंगे कि जो भी गलत करते हैं उनके ऊपर में कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, उनके ऊपर रोक होनी चाहिए.
ತಾಲಿಬಾನಿಗಳ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಏನು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಒಂದು ಧರ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯೂ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇಸ್ಲಾಂ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಇಸ್ಲಾಂ ಧರ್ಮದವ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿನೂ ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಡಿಕ್ಟಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಹಿಳೆಯರುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮಿತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. RSS ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Ladies and gentlemen, question is this chorus orchestrated? Given that of late Rahul Gandhi has been blaming everything under the sun that goes wrong on the RSS mindset. So be it vote chori, the Dalit IPS officer committing suicide in Haryana, or even the shoe attack on the CJI. All of this has been blamed on the RSS mindset by Rahul Gandhi. Well, if it was orchestrated, then D.K. Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, didn't get the memo and therefore brushed off the ban brigade in his trademark style.
RSS ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಅಗೌರವ ತರುವಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ RSS ಏನು ಟೊಪ್ಪಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಮಾನ, ಆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಅವಮಾನ. ಆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಶಾಸಕರಾಗಿ ಬಂದು ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರಾಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೊಲೀಸವರು ಜನ ನಾಗರಿಕರೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಓಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
As expected, the BJP was quick to jump in to defend its ideological fountainhead. They are countering the RSS mindset charge with the tukade mindset missile. Some have even gone on to call Congress leaders making the demand to ban the RSS mad.
Now the nation president, Narendra Modi, is RSS. President of India, RSS. Vice President of India, RSS. Governor, RSS. I am RSS. Where are you, Congress people? How many MLAs you have in the nation? How many MPs you have in a nation? Nothing. They can't touch RSS. Even can't touch RSS. Previous Congress presidents like Jawaharlal Nehru to Indira Gandhi to Sonia Gandhi, everybody tried. And they are not able to defend their action.
In fact, when Congress government was in power, because by appreciating RSS contribution during India-China war, RSS was asked to participate in the Republic Day parade. Priyank Kharge should understand this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the RSS that has turned 100 this year has been banned thrice by the Congress government. Once, right after Mahatma's assassination, to quote unquote, root out forces of hate and violence. That, by the way, was said by then Home Minister Vallabhbhai Patel as he banned the RSS. So that was the first time. The second ban came during the emergency imposed by Indira Gandhi. Well, she had banned almost everyone, so that was not unexpected. And then the third ban came right after the Babri Masjid demolition. Then, in 1966, all government servants were barred from participating in RSS activities by the government. That ban, just by the way, was recently lifted by the Modi government after 58 years. Question is, will the Siddaramaiah government actually go ahead and ban the Sangh? And if they do, on what grounds? As that question gets asked, the RSS finds itself in a tight spot this evening over a young techie from Kerala and his suicide. The 26-year-old former Sanghi's final note on Instagram is claiming repeated sexual abuse by members of the RSS at their camps ever since he was 3 years old. Anandu, whose family is very closely associated with the RSS, says, and I quote, "What I have described is just what they have done to me. They have been sexually and physically abusing a lot of children. I'm able to openly say this because I left the organization. I know that nobody will believe me as I don't have any proof. But my life itself is my proof. I'm doing this as I don't want another child to go through what I have suffered." On this, there has been no response from the RSS. The Congress party is demanding a fair investigation, and the BJP is calling this a narrative-setting exercise by the Congress. But can one man's act be used to demonize the entire organization? And beyond the Taliban rhetoric, can the Congress really ban the RSS? I'm asking that question to my guests this evening. Thank you all, gentlemen, very much. G.S. Prasad, spokesperson of the BJP. Professor Rakesh Sinha, author, former MP of the Rajya Sabha. Professor Sinha, good to have you on the show. Dhruv Jatti, spokesperson of the Congress party. Hi, Dhruv, welcome back. And Kapil Srivastava, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Kapil ji, namaskar. Thank you for joining us. Dhruv Jatti, to ban any organization, you need to have sound logic. Hai na? What is the logic even behind Mr. Kharge Jr. writing this letter to the Chief Minister? There has to be some logic. Something should have happened. What has happened? Tell me. Dhruv, can you hear me? Are you will have to unmute yourself, bhai. You can't hear me. Okay. Dhruv cannot hear me. And therefore, let me go to the Samajwadi Party spokesperson, Kapil Srivastava, who is with us on the show. Kapil ji, क्या मतलब कांग्रेस कर्नाटका में तो कोशिश एटलीस्ट एक चिट्ठी तो लिखी गई है अब ऑफिशियली कि भाई आरएसएस की जितनी एक्टिविटीज हैं उनको आप कर्नाटका के जितने गवर्नमेंट प्रेमाइसेस हैं, स्कूल्स इत्यादि, वहां पे बैन कर दीजिए क्योंकि ये बुरा असर डाल रहे हैं बच्चों पे, ये बच्चों को ब्रेन वॉश कर रहे हैं, इनका जो माइंडसेट है वो तालिबानी माइंडसेट है। क्या आप समाजवादी पार्टी भी इससे इत्तेफाक रखती है?
देखिए, समाजवादी पार्टी ये स्पष्ट रूप से मानती है कि आरएसएस के कुछ काम अच्छे हैं, लेकिन कुछ काम ऐसे हैं जो देश के हित में बिल्कुल नहीं है। और ये एक नफरती संगठन है जो धर्म के आधार पर विभेद करता है, जो सत्ता की राजनीति के लिए धर्म का प्रयोग करता है, बच्चों को उकसाता है, उनका ब्रेन वॉश करता है। इसमें कहीं दो राय नहीं। जहां आपको कलम पकड़ाना चाहिए वहां आप शाखा में लाठी पकड़वाते हैं। तो आपकी सोच ही बताती है। भाई देखिए, एक गिलास में पानी आधा भरा या खाली है ये देखने का नजरिया है। अगर आप वाकई स्वयंसेवक संघ एक बहुत नोबल संस्था है और बड़ी बहुत देश के अंदर काम करने वाली संस्था है, सामाजिक संस्था है, तो ये रजिस्टर्ड आज तक क्यों नहीं है? मैं तो पूछ रहा हूँ। ठीक है, मुझे बता दीजिए। 2 बार ये पहले
आप क्या कह रहे हैं कि कलम पकड़ाने की जगह उनको लाठियां पकड़ा दी जाती हैं? तो क्या कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर अपनी ट्रेनिंग में जो बच्चे आ रहे हैं उनको लाठी पकड़ा दे, उसकी वजह से उनको बैन कर देना चाहिए? इज दैट एनी ग्राउंड टू बैन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? ये कैसी बात हुई?
नहीं, देखिए, आतंकवाद के लिए, विध्वंस के लिए जरूरी नहीं है कि वो विध्वंस केवल हथियार से हो। वो आपके अपने जबान, आपकी सोच और आपके उकसावे से भी हो सकती है। जो हो रही है, धर्म के आधार पर इस देश को तोड़ा जा रहा है, धर्म के आधार पर नफरत बोई जा रही है, और ये आरएसएस का काम, इसमें कहीं दो राय नहीं।
तो आप आरएसएस को टेरर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोल रहे हैं? भाई जो टेरर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती है वो लश्कर-ए-तैयबा होती है। तालिबान टेरर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है?
नहीं नहीं, वो फुल आतंकवादी संस्था है।
हाँ।
ये हाफ हैं, ये बौद्धिक आतंकवाद करते हैं।
अच्छा।
ये बौद्धिक आतंकवाद करते हैं और ये इसलिए करते हैं कि इस देश के अंदर धर्म के आधार पर विभेद किया जाए और जो इनकी पोषणीय एक संस्था है भारतीय जनता पार्टी नाम की राजनीतिक, उसको लाभ दिया जाए। उसके लिए देश के अंदर उकसाते हैं, आपसी वैमनस्यता पैदा करते हैं, देश
तो
को धर्म के आधार पर तोड़ते हैं।
चलिए, आप कह रहे हैं उकसाते हैं, क्या उकसाते हैं? मोहन भागवत को हमने सुना ना विजयदशमी के दिन, क्या कह रहे थे वो? सब साथ मिलके रहिए, खुशी से रहिए, हंसी खुशी रहिए। तो क्या उकसा रहे हैं वो?
जब सार्वजनिक रूप से वो कहते हैं, वो तो दूसरा चरित्र होता है उनका।
हाँ।
ये तो समाजवादी पार्टी और कांग्रेस सबको अपने यहाँ बुला लेंगे कि साहब आ जाइए, हम ऐसा नहीं है कि हम खाली बीजेपी को चाहते हैं।
हाँ।
चेहरा कुछ और है, कर्म कुछ और है। जब सबके सामने बोलना होता है पब्लिकली, तो वो तो कहेंगे कि भाई मुसलमानों के बिना हिंदुस्तान की कल्पना ही नहीं की जाती।
अब मैं आरएसएस के बिहाफ पे बोलने वाले राकेश जी हैं, इसलिए मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोलूंगी, लेकिन जो कांग्रेस लीडर्स गए हैं आरएसएस की वेरियस कैंप्स एक्सेट्रा में, उनकी फहरिस्त तो लंबी है और शुरू होती है महात्मा गांधी से, आते हैं जवाहरलाल नेहरू, फिर प्रणब मुखर्जी। एज आई सेड, लिस्ट लंबी है, लेकिन आई बिलीव द कांग्रेस स्पोक्सपर्सन इज बैक विद अस। Mr. Dhruv Jatti, I believe you can hear me now. Thank God for that. Can I ask you, on what basis are Congress leaders in Karnataka calling the RSS an organization with a Talibani mindset that needs to be banned? The Taliban was a bunch of goons, thugs, terrorists who marched into Kabul, toppled the democratically elected government there, and now are ruling there. Has RSS done any of this thing?
Well, Shreya, see, I'm not going to answer for specific statements given by people on their own independent, platforms. I am going to address the issue of the RSS ban in Karnataka and a letter.
Sir, this is not specific. This is leader after leader in Karnataka that has come out and said it. One of your leaders, in fact, has even written to the chief minister.
Yes, and I will answer.
So there are multiple Congress leaders in Karnataka that are saying the same thing.
The letter that was written doesn't speak anything about RSS behaving like Taliban. The letter written to the chief minister speaks clearly about the refusal of RSS functions in government premises. And this is already implemented in Tamil Nadu, and the Minister Priyank Kharge has requested for the same to the chief minister, stating a couple of reasons, which I can state to you as well.
Go ahead, please do.
Right. So now, you see, the RSS on the whole poses a huge threat to the entire children and the youth of this country. This is the same organization that, Shreya, for 52 years, they refused to hoist the national flag. They denied India's independence in 1947. They even advocate for a one-man rule, suppressing minorities, Dalits, tribals. They expect children from the age of 6 to 8 to hold lathis in their hands and walk around. This is completely in violation with various laws that protect children in this country. It is morally wrong, and it is also legally prohibited in various instances. You look at the Right to Education Act. There are breaches in child protection laws. It undermines the constitutional rights and dignity and liberty, and exposes children to various physical.
Those are big words. Harm. Now let's get to the specifics. When you're saying they brainwash children, what according to you is the RSS telling these children in shakas that is brainwashing them? Please help me understand that.
Shreya, you expect me to justify an organization that
I'm asking you a question. I'm not asking you to justify anything. I'm only asking you to justify what your own leaders are saying. RSS को justify करने के लिए दो channelists हैं हमारे पास.
No, and I am answering your question. You're speaking about an organization that has a long history of radical and dangerous activity. I mean, even before Mahatma Gandhi's assassination, the entire history of the RSS goes back to an entire radical and dangerous, prolonged sequence of events. They were even banned. Sardar Vallabhbhai
They were banned thrice, by the way. But again, I'm asking you, Dhruv, what is it, according to the Congress, that is so dangerous if RSS continues its activities in government premises? According to you, ऐसा क्या है वो बच्चों को बता रहे हैं? बताइए जरा. Since, most leaders are coming out and saying it, since your leaders are even saying Talibani mindset, you have to tell me, na? What is Talibani mindset that is being taught to the children of this country? What is the brainwashing that you are talking about? Is the RSS telling children who come to the shakas to pick up lathis and guns and orchestrate terror attacks on this country? Nahi, na. What is it, Dhruv?
Are you saying the only threat that comes off is by, terrorist attacks and by Taliban? We're speaking about the psychological and the entire physical harm that comes to children. We're speaking about protecting the children from the psychological harm that is caused by radical organizations that ND and
no specifics. Rakesh ji, would you want to please come in and respond? Your organization radicalizes young people. Their mindset is Talibani mindset. Therefore, there is a serious attempt in Karnataka to at least ban all RSS activities in government premises.
Earlier, I thought that the Congress is suffering from the organizational bankruptcy. The organization which has a history of 150 or more than 150 years is now at the brink of the ideological and mental bankruptcy. The reason is, you asked 3 questions to them. What are the reasons that you are demanding the ban on the RSS? They say Talibani mindset. You ask the panelists on what basis you are saying. They say that Gandhi's mother. I am really surprised. This is ridiculous. This is an occasion of 100 years of the RSS that it has started a narrative. That narrative is not a RSS narrative. That narrative is based on the people who were part of the Congress. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, and so on culture nationalists. So RSS believes in shared ideas. Its idea is not its own production. It does not reproduce the idea. It just shares the idea which are nationalistic in its view. That's why many programs are very, very common to the even communists. Some programs are common to the Congress. Some programs and ideas are common to the socialists. That's why RSS is progressing, and it has an opportunity to contextualize its vision and program according to the demand of the time and circumstance and the challenges. That's why, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is very proud that he has released the postal ticket and the coin on the RSS. The entire cycle has changed. From Nehru to Modi, Nehru era was the anti-RSSM era because they don't have an ideology. Their ideology, RSS, is necessary for the survival of the Congress and left liberals. If there is no RSS, they won't survive because they can abuse RSS. They can create an imaginary threat to the minorities. On the basis of they create a minority vote bank. Therefore, RSS is not necessary for the BJP. RSS is not necessary for even the Hindu. RSS is more and more necessary for the Congress, communist, anti-nationalist forces. Because they are masking themselves as a secular forces, as democratic forces.
Rakesh ji, Dhruv came out with one thing. When I asked him for a specific example, he said, "Ye bachcho ke haath pe lathi pakda dete hain." Srivastav ji also said that you go for training and ye bachcho ke haath mein lathi pakda dete hain. That is the brainwashing that is happening. Please answer that.
Mohan Bhagwat ji has said a very apt thing. If you want to know RSS, you come and see the Shaka. You come and see the RSS camps. Then you are free to criticize. Don't come to become the RSS man. But you are afraid. The nationalist song, nationalist behavior, inclusive nature, that when Mahatma Gandhi, you rightly pointed out, I appreciate you. In 1934, December, Mahatma Gandhi visited Wardha camp at his own initiative. And he found that the caste Mahar children belonging to Baba Saheb Ambedkar's caste, which are ostracized in Maharashtra, and Brahmins dining, playing and living together. He was astonished. And I'm telling you, in the Shaka, we don't go in the uniform. We don't go with the lathis. Who said that we go in Shaka lathis? It is only lathi is a part of the Indian way of life. You go to the villages, people move with the lathi. That does not mean they want to kill someone. Someone coming in the park with a stick, that does not mean he is coming to kill someone. So I'm saying that in Shaka, we are not the military regiment. They are intellectual activities. We are playing together, developing a habit that we belong to different castes, different regions, different linguistic. We have diversity. That diversity should not become identity. That diversity should not become a competing identity. That is one purpose of the RSS Shaka. That's creating a collective consciousness among the people. And this collective, if you say that children are brainwashed, then don't send them to school because they are brainwashed. Here nationalism is being transmitted to them.
Essentially what Rakesh ji is saying, Dhruv, is what will you ban the RSS for? For being patriotic. Is saying Bharat Mata ki Jai a Taliban mindset? Is that the brainwashing that you're talking about?
See, you're getting the stance wrong here. Nobody has a problem with the sloganeering that they do. I have a simple question here. Do they or do they not teach the values of the Indian Constitution at the Shakas?
Do they? Rakesh ji?
Do one thing.
Do they or do they not?
Yeah, I'm answering. Very good question. I appreciate Dhruv for this question.
Mr. Prashant, आऊंगी आपके पास last में. रुक जाइए 1 minute.
40 seconds, I'm answering that.
Go ahead, Rakesh ji, 20 seconds.
Just give me 30, 40 seconds, I'm answering that. You know, recently Mohan Bhagwat ji in the Vigyan Bhavan dialogue, what did he say? That 5 things which has RSS taken as its own assignment, self-assignment. One of them is there, preaching, teaching and developing practices among the citizens to obey the constitution and the civic law. Which organization in the country say? It's in an ideological organization.
I know what Dhruv is going to say.
In the Shaka, you just see the RSS people behavior in the public behavior. We are the most obedient to the constitution.
Dhruv,
and when the ban was...
I'd like to come in here.
20 seconds.
Yeah. Now, since you spoke about Mohan Bhagwat ji's ideas of the constitution, please tell me how many children of the BJP MLAs, MPs in Karnataka study in these shakas instead of foreign universities? And if you really believe that Rashtra Bhakti should start from anywhere, why not start from the homes of the BJP leaders and their children?
Prashant ji, go ahead.
Please tell me which BJP leader.
I think
Prashant ji, go ahead.
Dhruv, like Priyank Kharge and like Rahul Gandhi, has zero idea about what RSS is. It is not about studying in the shakas. Shaka is one particular activity undertaken for an hour a day, and where children get together, they get to know about the mother and motherland, because when we talk about Janani Janmabhoomi Swargadapi Gariyasi,
Mr. Prashant was absolutely quiet when you spoke. Please extend the same courtesy to him.
We also talk about saluting the mother and motherland and teaching patriotic values, and teach them about the people who stood for Bharat, who did not align with the so-called Mughals and treat them as people. We really teach them about the forgotten freedom fighters.
Mughals kahan gaye?
No. Wait. How Congress idealizes Mughals and say that they have bettered the nation and they have discredited the entire contribution of the Hindu kings and the Hindu kingdoms for centuries together. That is also being told in the proper way to say what India stood for thousands of years. Therefore, teaching them the proper history as to what was Bharat.
But it is not the RSS job to teach children history, na sir. That is the job of the NCERT and the CBSE.
No. Are you saying that any voluntary organization should not teach about patriotism to kids? And by the way, you tell me one organization which is as disciplined as RSS in terms of how they behave, and to take any natural calamity when it has struck, the first people on the street helping people are Swayamsevaks.
I agree.
Once a Swayamsevak, always a Swayamsevak. There is no caste, creed, religion, discrimination in the RSS.
But why is it then? I agree with you. In my many years of reporting, every time you reach a spot where there has been a natural calamity or an accident, the first responders are the locals and the second responders are the RSS. They are sometimes there even before the police. I 100% agree with you. But then the counter question is that if the RSS is an NGO and the Prime Minister has said that it is the world's largest NGO, why is it not registered? What sort of NGO is this that is not even registered?
You have to look at the context in which the statement is made, saying once crores of people together with a similar mindset say that we are doing a particular thing in the service of the nation. Now you are saying when people, infiltrators have come and you want them to show papers, the same tukri gang will say, "Hum kaagaz nahi dikhayenge." What sort of hypocrisy is
So
this?
the Congress is also, sorry, the RSS will also say, "Hum kaagaz nahi dikhayenge."
We're diverting away
Kaagaz nahi dikhayenge. Ek kis cheez ka ho gaya? So therefore, don't get to saying who is registered, who's not registered. Point out as to why, on what grounds you want to ban RSS. Is it for telling Atmanirbhar Bharat?
Is it for saying that Swadeshi, you have to encourage Make in India? Is it for saying follow, citizens should follow the rules of the country? And is it for saying follow the family ethics and culture? If for
I will take 20 seconds.
I don't think
I will take 20 seconds. DS Prashad, एक तो आपने बड़ी अच्छी बात बोली है that the RSS will also now say हम कागज नहीं दिखाएंगे. That is very interesting and funny, I think. But Dhruv, I have 20 seconds. Don't take more than that. I am again going to come to you with the question I started with. On what grounds? You ban terrorist organizations. Why would you ban an organization that actually goes out and works for people when they require it the most?
Shreya, who's banning the RSS? We are banning the RSS to hold events in government premises and those belonging to government bodies. This is purely because of their radicalization of youth and their contradiction of the values of Constitution, which is a huge problem for children who need to be, aware of the constitutional values. Now, I have a couple of remarks to make. No, because primarily...
You have no problem when Mamata Banerjee... When there is a young Dalit girl who is gang raped in Calcutta and Mamata Banerjee will come out and say, ये 12:30 बजे बाहर क्या कर रही थी? So you will not say anything about that. But you have a problem with the RSS's radicalized mindset. What sort of mindset is this? Taliban is what? They have an anti-women mindset. What is Mamata Banerjee displaying? Anti-women mindset. Have you stepped out and said anything? No.
Yeah, if the RSS was such a credible organization, don't you think at the beginning of the show they would have first put across their condolences to Anandu Saji from Kerala? What about those sexual offences and those sexual charges that have been made against him in his suicide note?
Well, that is a question that I have not asked the RSS or the BJP. But since we have Rakesh Sinha here, Rakesh Sinha, I'm out of time. But I do want to get a response on the very unfortunate death of a former RSS member. This young boy committed suicide in Kerala. He is accusing, well, many members of the Sangh of, sexually abusing him, raping him since he was 4 years old. This is in his final, there's a final note that he's put on Instagram. Certainly, his family is very closely linked to the RSS. We have not heard from the RSS since then.
Yes, Anandu society. No, I'm telling you, Anandu society is very unfortunate. His father, Ajiman, was the RSS Swayamsevak. His grandfather was the RSS Swayamsevak.
Correct.
And the RSS is active in that area for the last 43 years. It is a very credible organization. And this very side note is a matter of investigation on Instagram. Because I'm not accusing, but his brother-in-law, who created due to love jihad, his sister married to Ansel. And he in the side note wrote that his property should be transferred to Ansel. A car should be purchased for him. This is very disputed, and that's why the chief minister...
The suicide note is, it's a 15-page note. It's a 15-page note, and what the note says will be very uncomfortable to the RSS. I was hoping you will say the RSS as an organization will look into the charges that young man has made.
I'm giving the fact. Since 2019, after the death of his father, he was not going to Shaka. He had nothing to the RSS activity. He was going Shaka along with his father. And after the 2019, not going Shaka, that area is very popular front is very active in that area, and they are hell-bent to create a narrative. Not going to, they can't do that because we are connected with the people. RSS is the only organization in the world which has been thoroughly connected with the people.
The PFI may be very strong in the area, but this is one of your own members. This is one of your own members that has made these acquisitions. Anyhow,
I told that.
We'll end it there.
His mother was active RSS man.
Correct, everyone.
His father was. His father.
He's a generational RSS person. If he's making these acquisitions, one would hope that the RSS would look into them.
RSS people collected money and let me finish. RSS people collected money and 10,000 per month was helped by that family.
Okay.
But after 2019, Anandu is not coming to RSS Shaka.
He's saying he was sexually abused since the age of 4.
RSS Shaka takes place in the...
Since 2019, over the years. This is his allegation. It's not my allegation.
Our camps are in open ground. People collectively sleep. There is not a single room for any. This is unbelievable, and this is fabricated. So, that's why I say that this would be investigated properly.
You are saying what Anandu is saying is unbelievable and fabricated. Okay, I wanted a Sangh response to that. You've given me a response. We'll leave it there for a moment. GS Prashant, we'll leave it there. Professor Sinha, thank you very much. Dhruv Jatti, we'll leave it there. And Kapish Srivastav, Dhanyavad, thank you very much for coming on the show. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stepping into a quick break. There's more on the other side. Do stay with us.